Hey guys, I hope you're having a great weekend. Ours was kind of crazy, so I'm sorry for getting this out to y'all a little late, but that's okay because I'll probably give you guys some time to do this in class tomorrow. But yeah, hope y'all had a really good weekend. It was really warm and pretty outside. But let's get to it. So here's list 4. Our first adjective is fervent, full of strong emotion or impassioned. Sassy vents her anger in fervent yowls when another cat invades our yard. We have a ton of cats in our neighborhood. Same thing with our dog, Remy. Tons of fervent cries whenever we leave the house because he has so much separation anxiety. Guys, I'm talking through these examples, but once again, just make sure you are writing down the examples that I've included in this because, as you saw on your quiz last week, you never know which examples are going to be on your quiz. So make sure you are writing the whole thing down. Our second adjective is germane, fitting and appropriate, relevant, or pertinent. The Mark Twain quotes I like best aren't germane to my speech, so I can't use them. With this word, it's more, I guess, how do you say? It's more about if something is relevant to your topic or what you're talking about rather than like appropriate as in what is inappropriate or not appropriate. It's more about does it match the context of my speech. So relevant and pertinent are good synonyms. Our next adjective is fortuitous, happening by chance or accidental. Sassy stalks mice deliberately, but she also has her share of fortuitous meetings. These would be like coincidental, usually in a good way. Has a good connotation with this word. Grueling. This one you all should be mostly familiar with. It is demanding and exhausting, punishing, tiring. In one grueling day, the newspaper staff washed over 400 cars to raise money for new printing software. So anything that involves a ton of work, that is grueling. Indulgent. This is pretty much the opposite of grueling. So it's generous to a fault, lenient, or not critical. We've been too indulgent with Macho, so our little Yorkie is badly spoiled. Indulgent is also used a lot of times in regards to food or desserts. People say something is like overindulgent. It's really rich. Next is vulnerable. Open to physical or mental damage or hurt. Unaware of the word vulnerable as a kid, I still knew the feeling of being open to attack from mean guys on the playground at recess. Profuse means in great abundance. It's bountiful or lavish or lush. It's over and beyond. Okay, so during a tough wrestling match, my profuse perspiration is another kind of flood. Ugh, gross. Superficial. On the surface, shallow, not deep, serious, or important, cursory, or not thorough. I got some superficial cuts from cleats in the last soccer game. Fortunately, superficial wounds heal quickly because they're at the surface of the skin. So it could be physically or it could be like shallow people. Either one. Uniform. This means consistent as opposed to varied or the same. You guys know this word. Just think about uniforms in your head or schools that have uniforms. I think uniformity of design, as in a row of identical houses or apartments, is super boring. That's just not me. Listless, lacking energy or enthusiasm, indifferent or languid, uncaring. How you guys look on Monday mornings when you're sleepy. This is listless. So when we found Sassy staring at her food with dull, listless eyes, we knew that she was sick. Remy has never stared at his food with dull, listless eyes. Incessant, going on and on without interruption, unceasing, continuous. En route to the vet's office, Sassy's incessant yowling drove us to the proverbial breaking point. I will use this word when y'all are all talking at once at some point in the next week, I'm sure. Unobtrusive, not noticeable, inconspicuous, or not aggressive. Our cat Sassy does not understand the word unobtrusive. Sassy thinks, why utter a dainty, unobtrusive meow when one can yowl? Okay, guys, on your stems, so many of y'all are not even writing words for this, so make sure that you're writing each example down for your stems. Make sure you're writing each example down for your stems, okay? And the words that are examples as well. So, our first one, closs, clud, or cluss. All of these stems mean to close or to shut. Okay, just like preclude means to hinder, avert, or prevent. Like the storm precluded our hike, almost like close the door on our hike. A recluse is a hermit, one living a solitary life, so he has closed himself off from other people. So his withdrawn, reclusive lifestyle. You can also exclude, exclusion, claustrophobia, include, or inclusion. Guys, I've given you so many different examples on these stems, so there should be really no excuse that those two examples on your quizzes are not filled out. Pot or pos means to be powerful or able. Just like potent means powerful, effective, or efficacious. A potent remedy or a potent idea. Omnipotent means like all-powerful, like an omnipotent ruler, or the old Greek omnipotent gods. Typically, that would be Zeus. Also, potential, possible, or possess. Alright, guys, that is it for this week's vocabulary. Can't talk there. But once again, just make sure you're writing down all of your examples so they can help you out the most on your quiz.